What if the walls you've built to protect yourself from pain have also kept you from joy? This is the paradox of the avoidant attachment style, a survival mechanism forged in the fires of childhood, shielding the heart but also closing it off from the warmth of connection. Today, we journey into this fortress, unlocking its mysteries and perhaps, just perhaps, finding the keys to a richer, more fulfilling life. Picture a child, alone in a house that echoes with silence. Perhaps the parents are absent, working tirelessly to provide or present but emotionally unavailable, stressed, angry or indifferent. The child learns quickly. Love, as it is offered, feels conditional or even dangerous. The safest path? Self-reliance. This is the genesis of avoidant attachment, a survival mode that whispers, trust no one, depend on no one, and you'll never be hurt. But survival is not living, and therein lies the tragedy. Let's talk about the machinery of the mind, for avoidant attachment is as much a matter of chemistry as it is of circumstance. The avoidant brain is a battlefield of imbalances. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is scarce, making emotional connection feel foreign, even mechanical. Serotonin, the harbinger of contentment, remains elusive. Instead, dopamine takes center stage, a quick, fleeting spark of pleasure that rewards achievement but leaves the soul yearning for more. And so, the avoidant person thrives in tasks, in accomplishments, in the transactional nature of relationships that require little vulnerability. They excel in business, in logic, in control, yet they remain haunted by an unnameable ache, a sense that something vital is missing. Imagine a grand castle, its walls high and unyielding. Within, the avoidant sits alone, a sentinel guarding against intrusion. They believe this fortress to be their salvation. Independence is their mantra, vulnerability is their enemy, and yet the very walls that protect them also imprison them. Relationships, to the avoidant, feel like an incursion. A partner's need for closeness becomes suffocating, their desire for emotional intimacy a threat. The avoidant pulls back, not out of malice, but out of fear, a fear often masked by irritation or aloofness. And so, the avoidant embarks on a journey that is both predictable and poignant. They long for love, seek it out, and for a time, bask in its warmth. But as the relationship deepens, the demands of intimacy trigger their defenses. They withdraw, creating a chasm that often leads to a breakup. In the aftermath, they feel relief, freedom from the perceived burden. But soon, loneliness creeps in, and the cycle begins anew. This is not a conscious choice, but a deeply ingrained pattern. To the avoidant, it feels like survival. To their partner, it feels like rejection. Let us pause to make an important distinction. There are two primary types of avoidant individuals: the ethical avoidant and the manipulative avoidant. The ethical avoidant seeks to harm no one. They withdraw to protect themselves, not to inflict pain. They yearn for connection but fear it in equal measure. The manipulative avoidant, on the other hand, wields their withdrawal as a weapon. They view others as threats, justifying hurtful behaviors as preemptive strikes. It is crucial to differentiate between these types, for the former can heal and grow, while the latter may require a more cautious approach. Here's the rub. Avoidants often surround themselves with people who reinforce their biases. They attract partners who are anxious, needy, or unstable. Individuals who confirm the avoidant's belief that closeness equals chaos. Secure, emotionally healthy partners may drift away, perceiving the avoidant's aloofness as disinterest. And so, the avoidant remains trapped in a cycle of shallow connections, unaware of the depth they could achieve with the right person. But let us not despair. Change, while difficult, is not impossible. The journey begins with 3 pillars: knowledge, skills, and experiences. The first step is understanding. Avoidants must recognize that their attachment style is not a flaw, but a survival mechanism. By learning about attachment theory and the biochemical underpinnings of their behavior, they can begin to see their patterns for what they are: adaptations, not absolutes. Next comes the development of skills. Conflict resolution, direct communication, and boundary setting are essential. An avoidant must learn to articulate their needs without fear of judgment and to address issues without retreating into isolation. Consider this. Instead of disappearing when overwhelmed, an avoidant could say, "I've had a long day and need some time to recharge. I care about you, and I'll reach out once I'm feeling better." Such transparency builds trust and diffuses tension. Finally, there must be action. Systematic desensitization, gradual exposure to vulnerability, can rewire the avoidant's brain. By engaging in low-stakes connections and slowly deepening them, they can develop a new understanding of intimacy. These experiences are the soil in which trust grows. Allow me to share a story. I once knew a man, a successful executive in his 40s, isolated despite his wealth. His relationships were transactional, his life devoid of genuine connection. Through self-awareness and practice, he began to change. He reached out to his estranged sister, rebuilt their bond, and opened his heart to a stable, loving partner. The transformation was remarkable. His anxiety diminished. His weekends, once solitary, became joyful gatherings. Work became less stressful. For the first time, he experienced what had eluded him: contentment. So, my dear friends, if you see yourself in these words, know this: you are not broken, nor are you beyond redemption. The walls you've built served a purpose, but they need not define your future. There is a life richer than the one you've known, a life where connection is not a threat, but a gift. I challenge you to take the first step. Learn, practice, reach out. And should you stumble, remember that growth is not linear. It is a winding path, but one worth walking. And so, we return to our opening question. What if the walls you've built to protect yourself from pain have also kept you from joy? The answer lies not in dismantling them overnight, but in opening the gates, one moment of courage at a time. Go forth, then, into this journey with curiosity and grace, for within the fortress of avoidance lies the potential for a life of profound connection, should you choose to unlock it.